Let me ask you this: when Daz separated from Death Row, I believe it was in late '99 or maybe 2000. I could be wrong on that year. Maybe it was 2001, but I know you had spoken about that it happened after he did a visit with Suge. My question is, did you take Daz to that visit with Suge? And if so, did he have any indication that if things don't go my way, I'm going to leave? Or was it just a regular meeting and then he got some news that he didn't like and he was out?
Well, Daz came back and forth two different times. Daz came back after I actually did the animation video on It Might Sound So Crazy. Daz got that video was done because he was there when Snoop Dogg got slapped up and they went running to the police. And but what happened was Big C Style kind of brought Daz back. And that's when we were gonna start doing this album. Or Suge had gave Big C Style and Daz a label deal together. I forget the name of their label. I had went out and got Big C Style a Benz and got Daz a Benz. And they were riding around. So Daz did come back eventually. Big C Style brokered that and got Daz back over there with us. Because we needed Daz as a producer, you know. And like I said, I always liked Daz. Me and Daz lived in the same spot in the Marina City Club. And so, but yeah, I don't remember if Daz rolled up with me that particular day because he had always had. But I had to start banning Daz from riding in my car because Daz was a druggie. Daz was on E-pills. Terrible. And they used to do searches at the prisons. They used to have the dogs because we was in Ione. And so they used to, every time I came out, they had a dog around my car, sniffing and stuff to see if any drugs in there. And so I stopped letting Daz ride with me. So I'm pretty sure that's why Daz wasn't with me that particular day. But Daz came up with this, which is what's happening now. I tell you, Daz was kind of innovated where Daz he kind of thought of stuff in advance. So Daz came up with this great idea after, his album Revenge, Get Back, and did what it did. But he came up with this great idea that he wanted Suge to do. He came up with, because by then they had VHS and video cameras out. And I think he was able to do a video then for like $10,000 a song or something like that. And he came up with this idea where he wanted to do a video on every song that he did on the album. And that's when we was riding around. You remember we were riding around in the cars and we put a CD in and it used to play on the dashboard and all of that? That was like happening in like the early 2000s, late 90s, where you put a CD in and then the video plays. And so that's what Daz wanted to do, a CD where he had a video to every CD. And so he came up with this, where he needed a budget for like $150,000, $200,000 because, Daz did all his beats and everything. So he really was saving money because Daz would come up with a song for nothing, it didn't cost him much. But back then you really needed visual. You needed that video because videos were big. And I remember him sitting in there with Suge and telling Suge all of this and how he needed this and he wanted to do. And Suge looked right at Daz and told Daz, you and C-Style got this label. I need y'all to get artists and put people out. Put people like Superfly out and get these people ready and all of that. And so Daz was like, no, I'm going to be the first artist out, and I want to do this and do this. And so Suge looked at Daz. He had Michelet sitting there, so, he always show off a little bit. But for some reason, I believe that was a Thursday. So it might have even been the other female, Tammy sitting there, because Tammy usually came on Thursdays and Sundays, and Miss Chalet days was Friday and Saturday. So it might have even been Tammy's up there, because for some reason I remember it was a night visit. And Suge looked at Daz and said, Daz, I'm not doing no more videos, no more albums on you. You're a producer, executive now. I'm giving you and Big C Style this label. Because he was giving them like 15 G's a month at that time. And he was like, I'm giving y'all a label, y'all do this. I'm not doing no more no more albums on you. He said, you whacked. And the shit started going in. You whacked as an artist, but you're a hell of a producer. Daz started crying. Then he had tears in his eyes. I was like, no, fuck that. I want to, do. And Daz got up out of the visitor room and left. So we called. Big C Style was still responsible for keeping up and keeping Daz under control. But then, right that week, I think, or a week later, I did this. This thing. I put it in a magazine. Hopefully John got a picture of it and he can post it. Where it was called DPG and Death Row Records or something like that. And it had like a rag and it had Bloods and Crips like joining together. And then on there we put all the artists that was on both of the labels. And we did that, but then under DPG, I had Snoop Dogg crossed out, I think Corrupt crossed out, and maybe even Nate Dogg. I forget who it all was. And Big C Style was livid. He was like, Reg, how you gonna cross them out? And do all of that. And so after that, it's kind of how the label deal with them went down. And that's how we eventually got separated from Daz. But yeah. So that's what happened between Daz and Suge from the visiting room. But prior to that, Daz had left the first time behind him, the slapping with Master P when Snoop got slapped on. So yeah.
So essentially, the ad that announced the label ended the label for DPG Records.
Correct. That and the fact that Daz was still upset that he couldn't, he wasn't going to get that budget that he wanted to do an album and videos accompanied with the crossouts. That was like the straw that broke the camel back. So we're going to come up with this program for you guys where we want all you up-and-coming rappers where y'all can pay $200 or a fee where y'all DM either me on IG or John, hopefully John, because he's going to be the one coordinating it, at bombfirsthotmail.com. So I'll say it again, bombfirsthotmail.com. This is a new program, y'all, where y'all can play y'all music. Y'all can come on. It can be a song with a sample in it. You DM John, he'll give you all the specifics. But you can come on and we're going to give you a special day that we're going to play music on Bomb First, and you can rap a 2 to 3 minute song. Sing, rap, or whatever. The second part of the program is that you also can do. All of y'all always talking about, John always asking Reggie nice questions. All these soft questions. I got better questions for Reggie. So for a fee of $300, John may even let y'all do $250. I don't know. Y'all got to talk to John. But y'all DM him at bombfirst@hotmail.com. And for a nice fee, you can have 10 questions. Any questions you want. You're not going to be on camera. You're going to be like John. I may not even be on camera, depending on the date that we do it, how soon you want to do it. But we're going to give you the opportunity to ask 10 questions We're going to put up the segments right after we do it. And you ask me those 10 questions, and I'll answer those 10 questions. Any topic. You can call me a fat pig, fat pig, fat pig. If that's how you want to spend your $300 for 10 questions, you can just call and say 10 crazy things to me. Ask me 10 crazy things. As long as it's within the YouTube and John's guidelines, we good. So, new program, me and John trying to give to the Bomb First Family community or our haters, however you want to be.